record on this computer. Awesome. So, I'm just going to go through showing you how to write a scene using Final Draft.
Excellent.
So, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the scene heading. So that's telling us where we're at. So it's
Okay.
either inside or outside. Let's just pretend that we are inside the theater right now, and that
Okay.
we're writing a scene inside a theater. So we
Okay.
start out typing INT, that stands for interior. I'm going to switch this. I clicked general, it should be on scene heading. You can just hit tab to switch between these different settings. But
Okay.
scene heading is usually what starts it out. And again, like if I wasn't that, I can just click tab and you can see it switches through all the different ones at the top.
Oh,
But we
yeah.
start with scene heading, interior, and then we're going to describe the location. So we're just going to say theater. Let's call it a green room. Let's actually say we're in the green room instead. That's getting a little bit more specific. And then you hit
Okay.
dash, and then either day or night. So we just need to know if we're inside or outside, and if we're shooting day or night. We're making a
Okay.
blueprint for a movie. So our
Yeah.
director needs to know this. Our lighting crew needs to know this. Our locations manager needs to know it. And I'm just going to say night
Okay.
because often we're doing shows at night. So
Okay.
the slug line has those three components: interior, where we're at, and if it's day or night. Just for
Okay.
example, I were going to start another scene right after this, after I write this scene. Another thing would be like outside, exterior, cruise ship, bow. That's the front of the boat, right?
Yeah.
Bow, BOW, BOW. I think BOW. Is that right?
No, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I spelled cruise wrong. Cruise, bat, ship, bow, and then we're saying that's the day. So again, that's
Okay.
our slug line or our scene heading. If I was making a treatment, which is like my outline for my script, I would, in a feature film, have about 40 of these. In a TV show like yours, we might have 20 of them. So
Okay.
that's what the first part of the scene looks like. It's just telling us where it's at. I'm going to get
Okay.
rid of that second one. The second thing is now action. So we're describing
Okay.
anything we're seeing. And
Okay.
the way that action works is you get one sentence per camera setup that we're doing. So imagine that every time that you write a sentence, we're taking a new picture. Even though film is and TV is like moving pictures, I want you to think about it as if you have a camera and you're describing what we see. So I might describe one image, like at the beginning of the scene, I usually describe what this thing looks like. So I might say a small, I could type, a small room backstage filled filled with costumes and dressing room mirrors. Again, just something I can see.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm gonna maybe write one more sentence. It'd be nice if I could spell, right? A woman, anytime we meet somebody new in a script, you capitalize it the first time.
Okay.
Walks in flustered. So again, I'm creating a second image. Like we saw that first image, it's kind of like, I might even call it an empty. I'm rewriting already. An empty room backstage filled with costumes and dressing room mirrors. A woman rushes in flustered. So again, that's a second image. If this is my first time meeting this person, I'm now going to describe them. This is Amanda. And we usually say age. Amanda's 30, and then I'm gonna do something to describe her. Goth, or heavy eyeliner, eyeliner, and wearing all black. So again, like just one sentence to describe who this person is so that we know moving forward. And then if we're going back reading the script, anytime that we see a capitalized name, we're like, okay, that was the first time that character was introduced, and we can see who they were. So now Amanda might have a line of dialogue. That's character.
Okay.
And then we're just going to give her a line of dialogue. Fuck. Where is it? And again, we're writing on the fly. So those are the 4 elements that go into a script: scene heading, action, that's anything we can see, character, that's the character's name, and then dialogue. So I'm just going to kind of finish up this scene. Again, we're just making it up. The second time you see a character's name, you don't have to capitalize it anymore because now she's been introduced. Amanda searches through a pile of clothes, finally finds a pink lace bra, runs out of the room. So we have an entire scene here. We have somebody that we have a location, we have a character doing something. We'll do another scene. Interior stage wing. So I could say night, but the one thing I'm gonna do a little bit differently is I'm gonna say continuous. Continuous means that like we're still kind of in the same scene. It's just
Yeah.
A different location now. So
Yeah.
A stage manager, Margaret, 40s, stern, looks at her watch. So like again, now we're imagining a new character. Now we can have Margaret say something. The show should have started 3 minutes ago. Where is she? Amanda rushes up to Margaret. Amanda, here it is. Margaret, you're fired. And what? I found it. So again, we're just having a conversation. Out of my face. Is this what backstage is always like on shows?
People don't usually get fired before the show. They wait till after the show.
Okay.
But carry on.
Don't you need
I'm just joking.
But don't you need me to help with the costume change at what's halfway through a play called? Intermission. Margaret. Fuck. You're right. You're fired after the show.
Exactly.
Margaret hands the bra to the lead actress. This is Tiffany.
Okay. This is really helpful.
And this is about the pace that I write too. So it's just like you get an idea really quick of like, okay, it took me like 10 minutes to write a page kind of thing. Margaret hands the bra to the lead actress. This is Tiffany, 20s. something that I do stylistically. Again, normally the only thing we should see in this action is things that are happening.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll do a little note to the reader, something that you won't
Okay.
see, that's just kind of fun for me. So I might say something
Okay.
like, Tiffany is an absolute cunt, and it's just
Yeah.
something that like the reader knows, nobody else knows. The actor
Right.
knows. But I do stuff like that very minimalistically. So
Okay.
a bad writing, nothing's bad, but like if you read a script where like in all of the action is just like what's happening inside of a character's head, that's not good. Because the audience
No,
isn't
right.
seeing it. Instead, we want to even here. So like me saying Tiffany is a cunt,
Yeah.
that's me being what's the word? Lazy. Instead, if I want to,
Yeah, right.
I instead should show how Tiffany's a cunt. So
Yeah.
even I might still even leave that in there, but now the next thing I want to show how Tiffany's a cunt.
Yeah.
So Tiffany grabs the bra, throws it to the ground. Tiffany, I'm not wearing a what's a bra called that like is very minimalistic? A bralette.
Like a bralette. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a bralette. I asked for my push-up bra.
Fair. Fair, Tiffany.
What's that? Fair? What do you say?
Fair request. Yeah, she's going on stage. Can't be
Yeah,
flopping
exactly.
around.
Exactly. So maybe that's what Margaret says. You're right. Fair request. And then, looks Margaret looks at Amanda. Margaret, go get it.
Yeah.
Where was the bow of the boat? I thought I wrote that. Oh no, I wrote that and then we deleted it. So now we're interior ship hallway. Continuous. Tiffany runs down, not Tiffany. This is why we look back at all these capitalized characters so we know who's who. It's also smart to make sure that each of your characters, like each name starts with a different letter. I can't tell you how many scripts, like everybody has an M name and then you're reading it and you're like, wait, was that Margaret or Molly or Meredith? It's helpful to have like different names. Amanda runs down the hallway, takes off or pauses. Again, each of these things is like a new image, like a new action. Pauses, takes off her heels, runs barefoot. A door opens. Out steps Alejandro. A overly sexual, let's call him 30s, an overly sexual guest. I don't know, something like that.
Guest.
Yeah. What's somebody on a boat called? Just a
guest. Yeah. Or the people that are just there for he's just there on holiday.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
He sees Margaret or Amanda. This is why only having a handful of characters is helpful. Like the more characters you have, the more complex. Like we're a page and a half in, and I don't know who is who. Out steps Alejandro, 30s, an overly sexual guest. He sees Amanda on on the ground, taking her shoes off. He sees, like in writing this, I'm just looking at pacing. Like it was kind of moving quickly. It was like Amanda's running down the hallway. She pauses, takes off. Like, I don't want it to feel like we're backtracking. I want it to feel like it's all moving in real time. And even me saying that, like, he's catching her, taking her shoes off, kind of slows down the scenes. Like, I actually have to look back at this last sentence. Takes off one of her heels. The second one, do women ever get stuck in heels, or is that not a real thing?
I don't know. We can say
it doesn't feel real.
Okay.
Amanda runs down the hallway.
Breaks. The second one breaks. The strap breaks.
I like that better. Takes off one of her heels. Takes the second. Takes off one of her heels. As she takes off the second, the strap breaks. Margaret's cussing a lot. Fuck me. A door opens. Out stands Alejandro. He sees Amanda on the ground with her shoes off. Alejandro, can I help you? No. Not unless you have a push-up bra.
As a matter of fact, I do.
As a matter of fact, I do. Shut up. You're the guy that tried to buy me a drink earlier at the bar. Alejandro, still trying. So like here we are, 1, 2, 3 locations in, and we're everything that you're seeing is movement. No one's just like sitting and talking around. There's like a kinetic energy to it. Movies move. Even though yours is a TV show, it should be moving. There should be an energy to it. You can slow down and breathe, but like all of these things are happening. Things are happening, and characters have something that they want. Like when we're already reading this, we're like, oh, Amanda is trying to do a good job. It looks like, and she's rushing around. Margaret is probably being too harsh on her, and this Tiffany is like a complete bitch. This Alejandro, he's trying to get with Margaret. It's like all of these characters have something that they want, and they're going after those things, and that makes these characters real. Even though this is a fucking rough draft that I'm making up, as we go, we have like a clear idea of who these people are and what they want. Even though this is 3 locations, this is all still one scene, is the way I think about it. It's like, this is the scene where like Amanda is just trying to get the bra to this star. Like that's all that this is, and like all these things are obstacles. I might write one more part to this where she's running back, she gets the bra, and then by the time she gets back, the actress is already on stage, the show's already started, and she's just decided to go braless, kind of thing. And so like, and that would probably conclude this scene. Like normally a scene itself is just somebody wants something, and then they either get it or they don't. Or more often a scene is 2 people that both want something, and both of them can't have it. One person wants to go to McDonald's, one person wants to go to Burger King. The scene ends when they either go to McDonald's or Burger King, or they decide to go to Wendy's instead. That's how we know we have like a
Okay.
whole scene. Two different people wanting something. And then also, generally in a scene, the tone changes. So it might be that through a scene, somebody goes from, I would do anything to be a good employee right now, to fuck my job, fuck my life. Like, so their attitudes changed.
Right.
Or they go
Yeah.
from being really positive to really negative. Or they might go from really negative. Maybe she's miserable to all of a sudden she's fucking somebody. Like the emotion changes. And that, again, that's how you know you have a scene. Because like if
Okay.
I just looked at this first one, it's like, okay, she's flustered. The second one, it's like, oh, she's still flustered. It's like, that's how like I know it's not a new scene yet, because she hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
But like looking down, this is about what a script will look like.
Yeah.
You'll notice that there's no like blocks of dialogue. There's no blocks of description. It's just it's one or two sentences of an image, one or two sentences of another image.
Yeah.
Dialogue wise, dialogue is 1-2 sentences. Every once in a while, you can have a character monologue, but that's more rare. Normally, everything's dart-like information, 1 or 2 sentences. And again, we're learning more about a character based on what they're doing rather than what they're saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does. This is really, really helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause our recording or stop our recording. Would you be okay if I shared this video with other people? You're a little tiny.
Yeah, of course.
Just because sometimes people ask me these same questions, and it's just nice to have.
Of course.
All right, I'll stop the recording. There we go.